Welcome back to my Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Delani. I shall see what's going on a lovely island of Fawnhollow today. So that was like a really, really loud yell for no apparent reason, just, wake you up. The perfect time to wake you up at 8:30 p.m. Well, I suppose when you watch it, midnight my time, your time, I don't know, statistically. Actually, I'm not sure statistically where in America, most of my viewers are from. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I was going to throw out a American time zone, but there's quite a few, isn't there? Got Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific. Is that it? I don't remember off the top of my head. It doesn't like Hawaii or something have its own time, or maybe Hawaii doesn't. I genuinely don't know. But anyway, hello, no, good evening there, everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow it's 8:31 p.m. on Monday, January 9th, 2023. And then that's also winter fishing tourney, which we're not going to participate in. But it's always nice to know what events are going on in Fawnhallow. What should we talk about today? You know what I was thinking about randomly, literally just before this, which I think can pop to nothing of all. It's like hair dye, not like hair dye in itself, but like dyeing your hair and doing like all the cool sort of things which people do with their hair colours and that sort of thing. And you might be like, oh, have you dyed your hair before? And like, do you know about hair dye? Is why you're talking about it? No, I've never dyed my hair before. I don't know if I intend to necessarily. I'm not sure if it's like. I sort of go back and forth. Like, I like obviously hairstyles and wild hair colours and that sort of thing. And any sort of like self-expression, I think, with that way is, of course, very enticing to me. Unsurprisingly, and I talk about clothes and the reason for that as well. But for hair dye, it's sort of like I don't know. I guess because you can't change your mind like a girl changes clothes. You have to. You're very committed, I suppose, to one sort of hair dye for the amount of time you leave it for. It's not. You can't like constantly keep dyeing your hair, and by constantly I mean like each day keep dyeing your hair. You can do it like every. I don't know, because it's a thing where dyeing your hair is like it damages it, right? Doesn't it? And especially with me, because I have quite dark hair. I don't have quite pitch black hair. I would say it's a very dark brown, but under certain lights it kind of looks a little bit reddish. And it's not dyed. It is au naturel. Or maybe a bit brownish. I don't know. I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me. It looks a little bit red. But I also thought normally it looks a little bit like reddish or yellowish, I suppose, under the light. And one of my friends said it looked like purplish under the light once, which I don't, know if that's necessarily true. I think it's just sort of like more of like black is made from a multitude of different pigments, I suppose, coming together, and just depending on how the light sort of composition of light which is reflecting off of it, I suppose, probably like influences exactly how it's perceived to ruin all the magic from it and make it very scientific. So yeah, especially with very dark hair, it's just dyeing your hair like any shade lighter than what you have right now is like you had to bleach it first or something, right? As I understand it, which makes it like, whoa, that like super damages your hair or whatever. And like, well, once you damage your hair, like the only way to like properly like not have it be damaged anymore, I suppose, would be to shave it all off, right? And then have it grow again, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a hairstylist. I don't really know. But hairstyles, not hairstyles, I mean hairstyles do interest me, but hair dye in particular is kind of interesting. I don't know what I would dye my hair. I'm not sure I would dye all my hair like a completely different colour. Like I wouldn't go for like a full-on teal, full-on magenta, or like full-on any XYZ. I don't know, that doesn't really feel particularly me. I could certainly see myself doing a thing. It's called like drip dye or whatever, like the one where they had like the ends of a hair are dyed a different colour. I can certainly see that. Actually, the coolest, I think, hairstyle I've seen is one called like oil slick hair. I can't remember if that's exactly what it's called, but basically it's like, it looks like black hair, like from the outside, but it's like dyed underneath with like blues and greens and purples, such that when you like move your hair, it looks like oil, like the sort of like iridescence likeness of oil, sort of shimmering. Although oil slicks sounds a little bit like I don't know, it doesn't sound as cool as maybe we've got like aurora hair or something like that. Although it kind of sort of like insinuates it needs to have like a bluish or like I don't know, aurora on the night sky. Maybe I'll call it aurora-esque hair. That sounds quite pretty, I'd imagine that's insanely expensive, like to dye your hair like anything sort of like fanciful, right? But I can see myself getting like the ends of my hair dyed like a certain colour, and I don't know what colour I necessarily would, and if I ever will, to be perfectly honest. Or I can see myself getting like a streak, like a bright streak of pink or yellow or something. I can see that happening. Maybe. Maybe like the ends in pink or something, I just can't see myself dyeing all my hair a certain colour, Because especially you need like a lot of upkeep. You either dye it once and then your hair starts growing out and the roots start showing, which starts to look a bit awkward until it's grown to about half a length of your hair normally, and then that's when it sort of like looks like you've done like an intentional drip dye again, I suppose. But I don't know, it's a lot of upkeep, and I'm not particularly fond of like super damaging my hair. It's not like my hair's the healthiest hair in the world in the first place. I don't exactly do all that much to like particularly look after it as much as I should do, I'm going to be honest. I trim split ends, of course. I don't keep like regular haircuts or that sort of thing. Just sort of let it grow and trim the ends every now and then. I don't know if I'm necessarily using the best shampoo or conditioner for my type of hair. I don't really know the type of hair I have, to be perfectly honest. So, certainly a lot of work can be done from my own department first about being able to look after my hair before I do something as damaging as dyeing it. Not saying that damaging is bad. Like, I'm sure there are safer ways and healthier ways you can dye your hair. I just don't know them. I'm not well enough informed about them. But actually, this does remind me. I'm not sure if it's a thing in other countries. Maybe this is very much a UK thing. But we used to have a thing in school called a Crazy Hair Day. Oh my god, the Joy-Con drift on these Joy-Cons are getting absolutely insane. What Crazy Hair Day was, it was always in sponsorship of like, on a thing called a Mufti Day. A Mufti Day being a day where you could not wear your school uniform, because school uniforms are very, very common in British schools. But it was a day where you don't wear your uniform and you donate £1 or £2 to charity or whatever, like Children's in Need or, Red Nose Day Foundation, that sort of thing. And that's that. But like one of them back in primary school, it wasn't really a thing in secondary school that I can remember, was Crazy Hair Day, where basically it was like competitions, how crazy can you make your hair, etc, etc, etc. I mean, I think it was always for Red Nose Day, and I'm not really sure. Also, Red Nose Day still a thing? I'm gonna be honest, I've literally not been paying attention to it, like, at all. Has it like stopped? Red Nose Day, is it still a thing? Comic Relief is back on Friday, 17th of March 2023. Maybe it stopped for like the pandemic or something? I don't really know. Anyway, Red Nose Days is what? Because you used to be able to buy these red noses. I should talk about it on the actual day, but you used to buy these red noses, and they all had like weird facial expressions on them. Like some of them going like or like maybe you can Google them, you'll find them. But no, I was talking about like Crazy Hair Day, but that's what you used to do, and what I used to do back in school. And I didn't used to do anything crazy, just like just like when we went shopping or something as a family, like on that day, you're like, oh, it's Crazy Hair Day, let's buy some like green hairspray or like red hairspray, and then just like come into school and all my hair's like sprayed a different colour or something. And that was it. Or like, you get some gel and you slick up your hair or something like that. I was never one of the ones who like went crazy hard for it. I suppose I didn't really know any hairstylings back then. Neither did my parents really, anything that extreme. So I do remember one year, this other girl in our class, she did like braids or something, but then she put like wire in them, so they sort of like stuck up, kind of like what Heidi? Is that her name? The folklore Heidi braids. Am I just making up? Isn't that her name? Heidi Folklore? Is this not a person? I swear there's like some girl called Heidi or something like that. And she had like notorious... Oh, maybe is that like Anna Green Gables? Is that someone else? Anna Cleves? No. Anna Green Gables? No, it wasn't like that. What am I thinking of? I don't even know what I'm thinking of. I don't even know who Anna Green Gables is, I'm going to be honest. Oh, you know what a better comparison is? Like the Wendy logo, like the hair was sticking up like that. That's all I remember. I'm trying to remember what other people did. I genuinely don't remember. Most of our boys had very short hair, I remember, in our class. So they would just use like hairspray, but the girls sometimes we did something different. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I did anything particularly crazy. I mean, my hair wasn't like super long back then. It was like shoulder length, I think it was. Nowadays it's a lot longer. Nowadays it's like top of my stomach, maybe like diaphragm level. I don't think you would ever describe it as diaphragm level, but like chest level, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. Would I ever like dye my hair? Would I ever perm my hair? No, I don't think perms are very in fashion nowadays. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they'll have like a renaissance at some point. But I'm perfectly fine with like straight black hair as it is right now, to be perfectly honest. Straight black hair is very easy to deal with, I suppose. You don't really have to do much. There's not as much upkeep with it as I Well, I mean, there should be upkeep with it. I'm just like bad with upkeep, I suppose. I mean, I use shampoo, I only use conditioner. That's about it. I don't know what sort of like hair dye thing would I get? Maybe I would get drip dye thing. Let's Google oil slick hair. Does it look as cool as I remember? Because I saw it like years ago. Oh, this isn't the oil slick hair I imagined. The oil slick hair I imagined was like secret oil slick hair, where it was just, it looked normally just black, and then you moved your hair, and then it like shimmered, because all the dyed hair was underneath. This is actually pretty cool. They got like spectrums of a hair, like sort of, like dyed into the hair. I can't imagine how expensive that must be to dye. I wonder how good it looks later on. It looks really good with curly hair. I don't have curly hair, so I'm not sure it would have that same sort of iridescent effect. Yeah, this is it. Woman's mesmerising colour-changing hair video from HuffPost UK. There's a video on Jay from Singapore on Tumblr. Here we go. Mute this, I don't want to see it. Yeah, it just looks like she's got normal black hair, and she like lifts her hair up a little bit, and you see like the oil stick underneath. Secret metamorphagus hair. Okay. That's what you named it? Fair enough. What if I Google it when I see it? Secret hair colour? Secret hair dye? I just want to see what it looks like, like in action. This girl's got like a whole rainbow underneath her. That's crazy. I don't know. Let's see. Straight hair dye. Hairstyles. Hair dye hairstyles. That's where we get some inspiration. I'm never going to do any of these, but... Because I always feel like... This is like a... What's it called? Like a belange or something? Where it's got like sort of like a blonde brunette, which goes down to like a blonde with like wavy hair or something. That sort of thing. Like I feel like hair dye always looks a lot nicer with like wavy hair than does necessarily with straight hair. Well, I suppose it depends on the sort of aesthetic you're going for, but at least that's the sort of popular stylings of these days. It looks really good with curly hair as well, actually. Or maybe I'm just sort of like looking at it from the grass is always greener on the other side sort of thing. Oh, it's a pretty one. Actually, this is like straight hair. It's just a full-on rainbow, but then it's just like white on top of it. I don't know. Black and white hair could be interesting. I don't know if I'd go with it, because like I'm looking at these bright neon colours. I'm like, that looks really cool. Would I ever want it on my own hair? Probably not. I'm going to be honest. Oh, I like this one. It's like this black which fades down to like a blue to about icy white. That's quite cool. I don't know if these fit me. I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure if dyed hair really suits me. That's not really the sort of person I am. I feel like, I'm not going to say, like, obviously dyed hair is, unusual compared to natural hair. A lot more people I'd wager, I'd be willing to bet would have natural hair over dyed hair. Not by choice necessarily, I mean just like what they have. So of course, when you have dyed hair, you are making a statement. I don't think it's necessarily a bad statement. I think, you just got to think about the fact that it's, just like all the clothes you wear, it is reflective of, well, at least the way I see it, and through fashion and that sort of thing. It's a bit reflective of, yourself, like what you want to portray to the world as, in a sense. And basically, it's sort of just like, I don't know if I don't want to know if I want my hair to be anything crazy, but I kind of do at the same time. It's a bit of a contradiction. Maybe I should just start wearing wigs. That's probably the answer. I'm like, I want to get all these different like hairstyle colours, but I don't want to constantly dye my hair, ruin my hair, and that sort of thing. Because like, I can't imagine nothing worse. Dye my hair is like black and blue or something. But then it's like, I want to wear like reds or something. Okay, so this is either Amelia or Vivian's. Amelia was not too far away, neither was Vivian, so I guess we'll just run to their house. I think was Vivian outside her house? She normally is. Guess she's not today. No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, but then like being like, oh, your hair's dyed like a very cool blue colour, and it's like, I want to wear like a really warm colour today, and it's like, it clashes with my hair. What do I do? And the answer is, I don't know. Okay, Vivian or Amelia? Should we take our guess? My instinct was Amelia, so I'm going to give it to Amelia. But I don't know if that's necessarily true. Wow, this one's like ultraviolet or something. I don't even know. It's got like a weird sense of neon-esque to it. Space hair. What about like dyed hair ideas? People aren't doing like streaks anymore, it seems. Avril Lavigne is there, just randomly. Oh, this is a cool one. She's got like afro puffs, but they're like all the afro puffs have like different hair coloured prints in them. They look like butterflies. That's a really cool idea. Obviously, that's not something I could pull off, like ever. Nor would I. I'm not sure if that's my sort of thing either, but It's very cool. Look at all these cool hair dyes. I really like with Billie Eilish, like with split dye bangs or whatever. I don't know if that even suits me either. I'm gonna be honest. It's very sort of particular hairstyle, you know. I'm not gonna say it's grunge because it's not really grunge. I don't think. I don't know what it's called necessarily. I'm not particularly expert in subcultures of that sort of thing, but I don't know if that really suits me either. Split hair could be interesting. Wow, this is interesting. This is like a straight line of yellow. I'm not sure if I'm a particular fan of that. I feel like if I were to dye my hair, it would definitely be like using like black and white or something. It's not. I'm gonna say it's like subtle. Oh, I do like this black and purple though. That looks quite nice. It's supposed to got a full-on rainbow on the back of my head, like a spray painted rainbow, not just rainbow hair. I don't know. Whoa, this one's weird. It's like a tartan print or something on your hair. I don't even know how you do that. Like, a lot of these are probably wigs rather than actual hairs, I'd imagine. Like, really? Is it? Man, that's such vibrant hair. Oh, this is a cool one. Like, half black and half rainbow. I will say, though, if you do braids with dyed hair, braids look super, super cool with dyed hair. Like, this person's got rainbow hair, but she's got, like, a French braid running down. Or is this a fish braid? This might be a fishtail braid. Actually running down, like, the back of her head. It looks insane. Oh, I do like this black and sort of, like, mint greenish colour. I did say mint green is my favourite colour. Asterisk. Depending on the situation. Grey ash colour men hair tutorial. With a person who looks... Oh, this person looks like... What's that guy's name for a Great British Bake Off? Paul? Is that his name? I think so. Rapunzel short hair colour ideas. Rapunzel? Like, after she cut off her hair? I actually quite like that split hair of black on one side and rainbow on the other. Arctic Fox colour hairstyle. That is a really cool logo, by the way. Hold on. The Arctic Fox logo is sick. But this is the thing, you know, sometimes I like to collate cool looking things and designs. But this is where you find an image of it. You absolutely save an image of that because that looks cool as heck. You might be like, what on earth are you doing? Why are you doing a similar Animal Crossing episode? And I'm just like, first time? I do this all the time in Animal Crossing episodes. That is such a cool logo. I don't know where to even save this. Arctic Fox. There you go. Are they a good brand? I don't know. The vegan semi-permanent hair colour that's infusing free expressions. Oh, interesting. Maybe that's what I should do. I should do like these temporary hair dyes or something. You know, I feel like you got to do it temporarily before you actually try it out for real. Right? I'm not really an expert on how you dye your hair using like the hair kits or whatever, but I have seen it done, you know. My sister's done it certainly a few times. And I've sort of just observed it. Wow, these hairstyles get crazy. I wonder what the upkeep is and like these like much more involved hairstyles. Like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'd want, like, a crazy hairstyle, you know, like, I like this one. It's like a half warm colours on one side, half cool colours, like of a split hairstyle or something. But I'm like, I feel like in reality, would I want it? I don't know. Maybe I would. Maybe I'll be one of those grandmas who grows really old and just, like, dyes her hair, being like, you know, screw it. At this point, might as well. Why not? I think I probably would if I was a grandma. I'm not a grandma yet. Which I guess I've got it in, like, inverted to how you're meant to do it. Honestly, more split hair ideas. It's a shame you can't see what I'm seeing. I mean, you could just Google this stuff yourself and, you know, be like, ooh, this is a hairstyle which appeals to me, which is fair enough. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're like, I like my normal hair colour. That's fair enough too. But you never know. Maybe at some point in the future I'll be like, you know what, I just want to change things up a bit. I like this one, actually. It's a split hair, but it's gradients of pink and blue, but one half it goes blue to pink and the other half it goes pink to blue. That's pretty cool. Does no one do like hair streaks anymore? Streaks? People have only do the split bangs like the Billie Eilish hairstyle. I'm calling it Billie Eilish hairstyle. I'm not sure if she's necessarily the inventor of it. I can't imagine she would be, but she has very much popularised it, I suppose, in modern day culture right now. Modern pop culture, I should say. At least she's who I imagine when I imagine this hairstyle. No one does hair streaks anymore. Oh, that's true. I could just get hair extensions and try that out. You know, that's actually a good point. Maybe I should buy hair extensions at some point. Just sort of try them. Give him a bit of a good whirl. Oh, it's 20 minutes. Okay, let's round up this episode here. So this is one of the episodes, you know, it's very reminiscent of the times where I just like read a Wikipedia article. Except for this time I'm just looking at Google Images. Not to say that you can't look at Google Images too, you know. Nothing's stopping you. Go wild. Go crazy, you know. Anyway, I'm going to round up this episode here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been dear darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Discord and Twitter down below. Hope we see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.